Hey, Algebra 1. Welcome back, guys. Here we go. We are in section 2 today. We are doing adding numbers, and I'd love it if all you guys would have your textbooks open with me to page 60. All right, let's get that right there. Page 60. Okay, so textbooks open, pencil with you, or pen, paper, notes. We got to be fully ready. Okay, so we are ready to roll here. Let's start by saying with this section, if you would benefit from using a number line just because it helps you to visualize the whole process, that's fine to do that. Okay, that's what I wanted to reference right off the bat. But I really would love for you guys to be able to, transition out of that. Okay, if it helps you now, that's great. Just to visualize it. But let's move kind of on from there. That'll just help us to get to our answers a little faster if we're not having to consistently, use a number line. All right, so let's move down here. All right, something that students can kind of get confused with. You have the whole mindset of like, what happens when you multiply two negatives? It equals a positive. That's great. But we're not doing any multiplication or division in this section. It's all adding and subtracting. So when you add two negatives, you're actually creating then a bigger negative. All right, and the little quick example I put right there was -4 plus a -3 gives you a -7. Okay, so 4 plus 3, that's 7, but they're both negative, so it's going to be a -7. Okay, now the next thing is if you're adding a positive and a negative together, you could just rewrite that and treat it like a subtraction problem. Okay. And so what I wanted to show you here is what if the original was 9 plus a -4? That's the exact same thing as saying 9 minus 4, okay, giving you 5. What if it was 5 plus a -7? That's the same thing then, really, as 5 minus 7. And this is where we got to pause for a second. Pay close attention to which number is bigger, okay? So if we look back at the original, 5 plus -7. 7's a bigger number. What is the sign that is with the 7? It's a negative. So your answer will be a negative. Okay. Now, I will admit it's not sometimes the best trick. There are some students that can kind of confuse this a little bit. But here's the quick way of thinking. If we look at 5 and 7, 7's bigger. 7 is a negative. What if, now knowing that 5 and 7 are really opposite signs, you're going to subtract 7 minus 5. Easy. Boom, it's 2. But what number is bigger? 7, and the negative is with the 7, so your answer would have to be a negative. All right? Maybe that's helpful. Maybe that's confusing. And if it's confusing, don't use it. Okay. All right, let's move on here. Remember, anytime you are given decimals in the problem, your decimals have to line up. Okay, when you add and subtract, the decimals have to line up. So you'll see I had an 8.2 plus a 7.4. Notice all those decimals perfectly lining up all the way from top, all the way down to the bottom into the answer. Your work has to be the exact same. They got to line up perfectly. Be organized that way. Keep them lined up that way. That'll prevent those easy mistakes from happening. Okay, good. Let's jump into some problems here. All right. 7 plus a -2. We could rewrite this, couldn't we? Just in case you want to. That's the same thing as saying 7 minus 2, meaning 5. That's it. Okay, let's move into our next one. 8 plus a -11, same thing. What if we want to rewrite this? I got a positive and a negative number, so really it's just subtraction. Okay, 8 minus 11. This is where you could think to use that little trick. What's the bigger number? 11. 11 is a negative. So I know that my answer is going to be a negative. Now the simple route, what is 11 minus 8? 3. So there's that little trick just in case you want to use that. If not, think of it this way. You got 8, but you got to take away 11. So if you take away 8, you're at 0. There's 3 more to go. That's going to get you to -3. All right. Number 3, here's our first example when it comes to a negative plus another negative equaling a bigger negative. So what is 1 plus 4? It's 5. but both of these numbers are negative, so therefore your answer is a -5. Okay, that's our third example. Let's flow down here into number 4 with decimals. All right, we do need to notice they are both negative, so our answer will be a negative. That's great. And let's rewrite this, okay? Just to line up those decimals in the proper way. Okay, we have, let's see, there we go. 6.7, 0.6, just to keep things totally lined up here. 7 plus 6 giving us 13. Don't forget, bring down that decimal, carry the 1, and that's going to give us a 7.3. But we're not quite done yet because both of these numbers were negative. Therefore, your answer is negative. Okay, remember that. A negative plus another negative equals a bigger negative. All right. And I believe we're coming up to our, yep, that's right, last example problem. Let's line up those decimals again, okay? But actually, we'll take a quick pause. We have opposite signs. So what does that mean we're doing here? We are subtracting, okay? And if you want to use that little trick that I was trying to teach you at the beginning there, let's see. There's our negative. The 13.1 is the bigger number. So what will our answer be? Our answer will be a negative. Then you can just proceed doing a simple, let's do 13.1 minus 8.7. All right, got to walk through all the basics here. Got to borrow, make it 13. Got to borrow, got to make it 12. Got to make that 11. Okay, don't forget, drop down your decimal here into your answer. So you got the perfect straight up and down. 11 minus 7. There's 4. 12 minus 8. There's another 4. And we have a 0, so that's not going to do anything. Don't forget, though, what was our biggest number? It was a negative. Therefore, our answer will also be a negative 4.4. Okay, so that covers us. That is section 2 of adding real numbers. And again, you guys got questions, go back, rewatch the video, rewind, and also feel free email and ask questions during Zoom. All right, you guys are going to make it. You're going to be just fine. Keep yourselves motivated. Keep working hard. All right, see you in the next one.